Trump had another mini rally yesterday in North Carolina where it can only be described as spiraling, free fall, flailing, compulsive lying. And he's lying so much because every metric that he wants to run on, the Biden-Harris administration has cleaned his clock. A report came out today that for the first time in 70 years, the United States, it has a net oil export record. So the drill baby drill thing, Biden-Harris did it. Inflation is completely down. Biden was taking a victory lap on that yesterday. But let me just show you and our listener what Trump spoke about at his mini rally yesterday.
But that's what happened. This is inflation. This is tic-tac. This is tic-tac. This is inflation. This is what's happened.
That's how he describes inflation to his supporters.
It's just eating up with the dumb shits. I mean, it really is. I tried to watch this last night. It makes me so infuriated and disgusted because it is non-stop lying. He has no fucking clue what he's doing. He lies about everything. The economy, immigration. Immigration is down. Immigration is now lower than it was under his administration.
Violent crime.
Violent crime, down.
Inflation.
Migrants crossing the border, their crime is down. I mean, every single thing he says is a lie. And the low information, low IQ voter will never have an opportunity to know the truth because they are either choosing not to or they don't have the cognitive ability to discern facts. And it's disgusting.
And they get all of their information from Trump-friendly media outlets, and they live in a right-wing bubble of propaganda. But I think it's really, Trump is predictably Trump.
Yes.
You know, you have all of these pundits that are like, you know, his advisors are trying to wrangle him in. I'm like, you seriously, you expect us to believe this? We've seen him on the national stage for 9 years. He's doing he's the same one-trick pony that he's always been. But I think it's very important to take a look at the people surrounding him and the people he endorses. We know that he tries to go out and play, you know, I'm everybody's guy. But behind him are the very nefarious Project 2025 authors, the Heritage Foundation, they know how to manipulate him in the same way that Vladimir Putin knows how to manipulate him. It's simple. He falls prey to superficial flattery. And anybody who wants Trump's endorsement, all they have to do is flatter him. He endorsed one of the craziest candidates I have ever seen. This man is running for governor in North Carolina, a swing state, and his name is Mark Robinson. Let me just show you what MAGA endorses.
This idiotic guy was on stage with Candace Owens a few days ago and asked her, what America are we going back to make America great again? The one where women couldn't vote or black people were swinging from trees? I would say to him if I was standing in front of him, I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
Here's the deal. That's one of the least offensive things that he says.
But it's important to note that there are breadcrumbs of this type of desire throughout all of Project 2025. They identify their common enemy, and it goes way beyond immigrants. It is women, it's children, it is members of the LGBTQIA plus community, anybody that happens to have melanin in their skin. They want to wipe out all DEI, which is interesting that this guy, a black man, is saddled up with them, but nonetheless.
It's so disheartening when I see someone in this man's position running for governor because he is abhorrent. And for Trump to be so tone deaf and on one hand to say, oh, well, Project 2025, what are you talking about? I've never heard of it. And then to pick JD Vance, endorse this gubernatorial candidate. It tells you exactly who he is. There's no mystery. He's not changing. He's of having policy concerns because he's not concerned about policy.
No, he's not. And I think it's really important to focus on. You have Trump, you have Project 2025. Trump is a Trojan horse for many, many people, both foreign and domestic, who want to wreak havoc on a lot of the global population. But then you have millions of American citizens that don't have a problem with Trump endorsing candidates like this. Let's listen to something else he said.
It kills me. Invariably, it kills me. Somebody's always talking about babies that are dying and mothers that are in trouble. Everybody knows that abortion in this country is not about protecting the lives of mothers. It is about convenience. It is about abortion on demand. That is exactly what it's about. It's about killing a child because you aren't responsible enough to keep your skirt down or your pants up and not get pregnant by your own choice because you felt like getting your groove thing on. And now instead of taking care of that child, you want to kill that child so your life can go on to being on Easy Street and you can keep running to the club every Friday night.
That's MAGA right there. It is when you go on stage with a man like that says stuff like that, and then you are cuddled up, basically spooning with Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, and you endorse Christian nationalists after Christian nationalists. This is the MAGA party. There are members of the MAGA party that we're not going to be able to use logic to reach. But there is a portion of the American population that can be reached. People that straddle the fence. They might think, I just don't like paying taxes. They're not super political. They listen to, a TikTok here, maybe misinformation, might watch the debate or two. These people are reachable. And when you realize if you're a suburban woman in America and your little darling daughter gets knocked up around 17, 18, 19, and you want to make sure that she has the ability to make a private decision over her body. Stuff like this, where they're going to demonize and slut shame your daughter, that's not going to go over well. But I want to play this for you, what they're trying to do on Fox. And this is a clip of JD Vance, who the internet knows as Sophie Loren, the drag queen. This is what he had to say with, what's her name?
Laura Ingraham.
Laura Ingraham. Here it is.
Senator, one of my dear friends tonight said to me, well, all these suburban women, all they care about is abortion, and they don't understand that decision is with the states now. It's not banned nationally, even if some people want it to be banned nationally. It's with the states. What do you say to suburban women out there who are marinating in this propaganda?
Well, first of all, I don't buy that, Laura. I think most suburban women care about the normal things that most Americans care about, right?
JD Vance, it was normal for 48 years of my life to be able to go to the OBGYN and that appointment be completely private. What is not normal is your desire, Project 2025's desire, Donald Trump's desire to take away that right. It is not the government's business. Furthermore, all of these hypocrites at Fox News who they had a COVID requirement, you had to be vaccinated to work there, yet they spread all this anti-vaccination information all over their news station. I challenge each and every one of them, all these members of the right-wing media, you move your daughters to a red state where Pumps and I live, and you live under a Christian nationalist regime like the one that is in Oklahoma, where there is a total abortion ban, where they are putting the 10 Commandments in schools, where it is... These politicians in these red states have been emboldened by MAGA, emboldened by Trump, and they are out taking victory laps with their policy. So if you're for all of this, you move your families and your little darling daughters to a red state and raise them there. So let's see how well that plays out. It is breathtaking to me that she says it's propaganda that suburban women care about having autonomy over their own bodies?
Well, here's what's interesting to me is JD Vance goes all over Fox spewing the most disrespectful bullshit about women and what women care about. And she is a single mother of adopted, different racial children. And she and the rest of her cohorts are working mothers. And she is allowing him to tell her what women care about. Where the fuck are your balls, Laura Ingraham? Where are they? You have a primetime show on a national newscast and you're allowing him to tell you what you think and calling it propaganda. Let me just remind everyone, Fox News hosts, text messages were revealed in the Dominion lawsuit for defamation where Fox had to pay just under $800 million because they were lying and they knew it. And their text messages about their audience, about Donald Trump, about Donald Trump's acolytes were so disparaging, so disrespectful. So this is a show. This is a show for control, power, and money. And it's disgusting.
And all of these people live under the protection of their blue state governments. They have blue state governors, they have blue state legislatures, so their civil rights are not being infringed upon. I think every single one of these right-wing pundits needs to move to a red state and live under this Christian nationalist regime and see how much you like it. Get involved in local politics here and see what you have made, because all of this has been incubating for a long time on Fox News. Yet they go out, they get their vaccines, they're able to go have private appointments with their OBGYNs. The government isn't meddling socially in their lives whatsoever. Yet they're stirring up all of rural America. And then you have people that grew up watching this jet stream of propaganda and bullshit and blatant lies, throwing red meat, making white people feel angry and isolated all the time. And then they get into government. And then they start saying that people that have been raped have to have their babies. And then you have that guy who was just endorsed by a candidate on a major ticket running for the United States. We could go on and on and on about all of the crazy stuff that Trump says and does, but we need to look no further to the people that are surrounding him. Who rides on his private plane with him? The author of Project 2025. Right. Who does he endorse in North Carolina? A guy who says that women need to keep their skirts up and quit going to the club, and that women shouldn't have a right to vote. This is so incredibly dangerous. We are literally on the precipice of fascism and Christian nationalism, and we must remain vigilant in getting this message out. This is incredibly dangerous. There are a lot of moderate people all across the United States that when something happens with their children or their daughter and an unexpected pregnancy comes about, they feel, and they feel it in their bones, that the decision that they make is not Fox News's opinion, it is not propaganda, and it is something that you will think about when your daughter goes through puberty and has a boyfriend and they're making out and they're gone all night, because it's normal. It's normal that this happens. These people want to have an abstinence-only program. We can look no further to Sarah Palin or Lauren Boebert to see how well that goes over. And then once the child gets pregnant, I guarantee you, if any of these Fox daughters happens to get pregnant, I can guarantee you what they're going to how they're going to handle it if they're under the age of 20. We all know this, but they act like they know what's best for all of these parents and all of these women across the United States. And it's not propaganda, Laura. It is a big, big movement of women that are furious that our rights have been taken away. And I went to a big party, Laura Ingraham, a big gathering in Oklahoma City, in the suburbs. And this house was full of women, Republican women, that were pissed that their rights were taken away. So I think they need to be cautious because to minimize women's feelings about having their rights taken away is a very dangerous precedent to set. And of all people to pull out as an expert on that, Sophia Loren.
I could go on and on about the abortion issue, but I'll just say this. It is about women dying because their government wants to tell them what to do. It's about doctors going to jail for providing emergency medical care. It is not about girls going and rolling in the hay. There's rape, there's incest, there's ectopic pregnancies, there's infection. There's a million different reasons why a woman would need an abortion. So for them to sit on their moral high horse and slut shame, it makes me want to take a baseball and just start slamming it against the wall, which is, I know, rational.
All right, listen, support our show by subscribing to this channel, and please go over wherever you listen to your podcast and subscribe to IHIP News, and we will see you tomorrow morning.